up, guys? Today we are doing another version of songs that remind me of the Hazbin Hotel characters. Today we're doing songs that remind me of the Hazbin Hotel ships. Now, obviously not every single ship is going to be in here, so please don't attack me in the comments if I miss your favorite ship. There are certain characters that I just don't like, so the creative, musical genius, just ideas don't flow for them. And that is not my fault. But I've got a couple ships. I've got a couple big ships today that I think most people agree with and enjoy. So we're going to talk about those. We have a lot, so let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, we all know I'm an Alistair Kinney, and we all know that I'm a big Radiostatic fan. But we're not talking about Radiostatic yet. We're talking about the ship that you guys arguably like even more than Radiostatic, which is Radio Silence. I've come up with these 3 songs because 2 wasn't enough. I'm gonna try and do 2 for each and every one of them, but all 3 of these songs just hit so good for just desperate Vox who's in love with Alistair, who just has like nothing to do with him, wants nothing to do with him. Okay, next up we have Val x Angel. Again, it's a ship, it's a thing, it exists, get over it. It's happening. We have 2 songs here. Okay, this song, obviously, if you've seen like the comic dubs or the animatics, this song just screams the relationship between Angel and Valentino. And then this song, just because it also screams Angel, Dust, and Valentino, but in like a typical way. Okay, next up we have Adam x Lute. I really wanted to troll with this one. It would have been so easy for me to troll with this one, but I decided not to. So we have these 2 songs. This song I was a little hesitant about using, but it's on my Adam Kinney playlist. I'm not an Adam Kinney. Let me get that out the way right now. I just have a problem with making too many playlists. But it's on my Adam Kinney playlist, and I was listening to the words, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think when I hear that song, I think about them. And then this song, obviously, because... Have you heard this song? Okay, next up we have Husk x Angel, our Huskerdust. So I didn't want to be typical, and I'm not going to use Loser Baby because obviously I'm not going to use Loser Baby. We have these 2 songs. This is what I thought of. This song, because if you listen to it, it's like, it gives very much, listen, they're still in hell. Like, Husk is not a fantastic guy just because he's nice to Angel. It just, you know. So this song was giving, like, if they met under different circumstances, this is something that probably would have happened. I think that's really, really cute. And then this song, because again, have you ever listened to the words to that song? Like, I don't care what you do your job, you make your money, at the end of the day, you come home to me. How could I ever judge you? What? That is Huskerdust. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I simply will not believe you. Okay, you hungry, hungry fiends. We have your delicious radio apple next, Alistair x Lucifer. Hear me out. I was really thinking long and hard about this while I was at work today. And I feel like despite what you guys make them in the fanfics or the comic dubs, Radio Apple is not soft. They are not a soft, loving, caring ship. I feel like for them to even get together, there had to be like a significant amount of angst, a significant amount of issues to get them to where they are, and they both have their issues. So I'm gonna go with these 2 songs. This one because it gives both of them, like they're both old. Maybe, you know, old not in the sense of like Queen old, but like they're still old, and Alistair just radiates old fashioned and Lucifer radiates lover boy. So I listened to the song and I was like, yes, that is giving Radio Apple. And then this song is because I don't know how many of you are familiar with the franchise Killing Stalking, and this song, and like the correlation of this song to like a serial killer who's also like in love, just it's stuck for me. Like, I can never hear the song without thinking about literally killing me softly. And it's cute because that totally gives Alistair, and it's just dark enough of a reason that it works for Radio Apple. Because Lucifer is definitely, I love him despite his flaws, as opposed to I'm ignoring Alistair's flaws. Alistair's psychotic. If you're going to be shipping Lucifer with Alistair, you have to get used to the fact that Alistair's cannibalistic serial killing flaws are going to be there. Okay, next up, I know, I said this is my favorite ship. We're recycling back to Radiostatic, the actual Radiostatic. I have these 2 songs right here. Let me explain. It's not necessarily that these songs remind me of the characters in the ship, but the basis of the ship itself. This song is just, if you listen to the words, again, just listen to the words. It's giving enemies to lovers. Both of these songs are on my Radiostatic enemies to lovers playlist because both of these songs just radiate enemies to lovers. And both of them are kind of sung by Vox in my brain. Like, this one especially is definitely Vox. He's hurting and he's confused and he just wants to know, like, what's going on? Are we a thing? Are we not a thing? But it's giving very much after the 7-year gap, the angst and, like, the hurt that was caused by, like, feelings being communicated and also miscommunicated, and Aleister not knowing where he stands with those things, and Vox just hanging on by a thread all the time. That's where these came from.
Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. That fuck 'em up.
Next up, we have Serenus and Cherry Bomb. Their relationship gives me, like, well, first of all, Cherry is Cherry. So she's giving me very much like punk rock, early 2000s girlfriend. And Serpentius is just there for the ride because he loves her despite all that she is. So I have these two songs. This is obviously sung by her because, duh, Paramore. But also this song because it just fits. I feel like he would sing this. The song is kind of like resigned. Like he just loves his girlfriend despite how just outlandish that she is, and I think that works perfectly for them. All right, next up we have everybody's favorite basic ship. We have Charlie x Vaggie. These are their two songs. This one, it doesn't fit the vibe of them, but the words fit their relationship aesthetic. If you follow along with me here, the way that just Miguel in this situation, but the way that they're both so just dedicated to each other, whatever the other person needs, like their counterpart will become. That song, just the lyrics remind me of them. That like perfect couple, just whatever you need, I got you. I will be there for you at the end of the day, no matter what we have to be, we'll be it together. That's what that song gives. And then this song more so relating to Vaggie. Like I feel like Vaggie obviously would be singing this song, but I feel like Charlie also has her moments of insecurity where it's like, I want to love me like how you love me, because they both clearly love each other. So they're gross and they're in love, and those are the songs that they got from me. Okay, next up we have Aleister x Angel Dust, my radio dust, my heart, my second, third heart. Hear me out. I have always envisioned Aleister and Angel to have like an old-timey kind of love, just because, you know, Angel's also, he acts like a 2020 twink, but a lot of people tend to forget that he actually died really early on, so he's really close in time frame to like when Aleister was alive. So they would be into the same kind of music, like they knew like the same current events that were going on, like they are similar in time period, even if they're different in aesthetic. And every fanfic I've ever read of them, that like the fanfics that sold me on Radio Dust were all like that, and they all glorified that aspect of their relationship. So now I can only see Radio Dust as like an old-timey, feel-good, vintage kind of love. So we have these two songs for them. This one, obviously, because, you know, the trumpets, like, it just gives Aleister. It gives Aleister, it gives, like, New Orleans back in the days. Like, it just screams vintage love. And then this song is a little more current. It doesn't go with the exact, like, vibe that I just described. But I do think it's one of it's one of those classic songs that Aleister would grow to appreciate, even if he wasn't alive to hear it like come out. And I feel like Aleister would sing this song, play this song, you know, just let it exist when him and Angel are just like relaxing with each other. And Angel would definitely troll him all the time by singing the counterpart to this song. No, I'm not talking about Doja Cat. I'm gonna put the picture here. Gonna put it here. If you've never listened to this version of the song, do it. You will not regret it. It's great. All right, we're coming up on our last two ships. Obviously, I saved my favorite for last. My second favorite for last. One of my favorites for last. The one we have to get out the way is Lucifer x Lilith. Don't hate me. Don't hate on me, because I don't know Lilith like that, and I don't really like Lucifer. So I'm not a huge fan of the ship, but I can acknowledge the fact that it is like a canon ship. It happened. So Lucifer's got game. I know it to be fact. I know he does. I know he had, your first wife didn't hate what I had to offer, and neither did the second. Like, come on. I know that guy has killer game. I feel like he's so smooth and suave when it comes to the ladies, but like not his daughter and like the rest of his life. But I feel like if Lucifer's trying to seduce a woman, there are no ifs, ands, and buts about it. She has been seduced. He didn't even have to try. Going back to that whole like lover boy aesthetic thing, these are the two songs that I picked for Lucifer and Lilith. It's obviously, they've been around since the beginning of time, but I feel like in a musical sense, Lucifer gives me very much like 50s to 80s. Maybe not even 80s, 50s to 70s. Kind of vibe, but like the newer renditions of songs from that time frame. Hear me out. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, but not the original Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, the Lauryn Hill version, because it's smoother. It's got more like of a jazz, like a little bit of it's got more rhythm to it. I feel like Lucifer has rhythm in every sense of the word. I mean that. You know what I mean. Don't make me say it. And then Sway by Michael Bublé, because have you heard that song? It just tickles your insides. And I feel like Lucifer is the tickling insides kind of guy. I don't know. Okay, and then the last ship for this video is Vox x Valentino. I know Valentino's a bad person. Please leave me alone. I love Vox as a person. I think he's hilarious. I think he's really, really funny. And Valentino is they're fucking. They're sleeping together. So I it's hard to separate the two. So I don't. I have chosen these two songs for them. If you've never heard either of these songs, go listen to them right this instant, right now, immediately. I need you to go. Because obviously, Smooth Operator, come on. If you you really have to listen to the words, because otherwise, most people just assume it's, smooth operator. And it is, but like, if you listen to the words, you'll understand why it fits like the Vox Val kind of aesthetic, because neither of them have many green flags to work with. They're both walking red flags, but they work together. So I feel like either one of them could really be singing the song about the other person and it would fit. And then this song, just because I know that they're not like dating and in love, or in some fics they are, but that canonically they're not dating and in love. They're just like together because convenience, and they work together and they've been around each other and they know the inner workings of each other and they know how to please each other. Sex. This song is so good and so sexy and just so them. Like, it's fun and it's like teasy a little bit. It's like, yeah, we're not in love and fucking, but we're not just like rough, toxic fucking. We're like having fun and we're doing our thing. Sierra and Justin Timberlake. Come on. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments about these relationship song choices that I have for you. I'm thinking about making another one of these videos, but I'm going to make it a little spicier than I allowed this one to be. But we'll see. We shall see. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Later.